Hello, you're watching Liberator of the Mind, and I'm Andrew. Today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the human condition. Now this is a really large and broad topic to talk about, but I think it's important to talk about it. Today in the world, there's so much poverty. People barely have enough food to even be alive. People don't have any clothes. They're getting blown up in many places. There's a lot of crap going on in the world. And it's pretty obvious, but it doesn't have to be this way, We as a race have amnesia. We as a species have amnesia. And what I mean by that is we've forgotten our history. We've forgotten our past and our origins, where we came from. We don't know. We only guess. We think we know. We have these theories. We have these ideas. We jump to conclusions. Today we're a fear-based culture. I live in America, and as America, we are a fear-based society. Most of the world is in fear. So it's nothing uncommon. Most of the governments in the world like to keep us in fear. They like to keep us in fear and seeking hope. They like us begging for protection and security. They like us being scared all the time, worrying about stuff. And I know it doesn't have to be this way. I meet people every day who I have a connection with, a deep connection. It's what you would call consciousness. We all have consciousness. Everyone does. Some people are numb, don't feel it. A lot of them are called sociopaths, which is a very small amount of our population. The rulers of this world, many of them are psychopaths. They don't care about us. They don't care about anyone, not even themselves. I mean, if you look around you, our food's poisoned, our water's polluted, our air is becoming toxic to breathe, and we're a dying race. I mean, yeah, we may have 7.5 billion people on this planet, but do you really think that's sustainable? I know we can have 20 million people on this planet. Way more than we have today. But not the way we live. The way we live right now, we can't even afford to have 7 billion people. Pretty soon something's going to have to give. Whether it's our lifestyle, whether it's the economy, which is probably going to collapse pretty soon. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a war. There's going to be some disaster, some event. And it's going to really affect everyone. Everything's going to change. It'll be a completely new ballgame. And my goal is, my hope is that me myself can come up with a solution, network with people, get enough ideas, spread ideas, and will be good enough at leading myself, becoming a leader. And I don't mean a dictator-like leader. That's not a leader. That's a psychopath. I don't mean a politician. Politicians don't know how to solve problems. All they do is argue and know how to win an argument, even if they aren't right. I'm not talking about that. Politics will not solve this issue. Go ahead and disagree with me on that. I really don't care. I don't want to hear it. Because there's much more important things to focus on than politics. The important things we should be focusing on are our families, each other, our neighbors, our brothers. We look on the TV as if it's gospel. Everything we see on the TV we accept as fact. We believe it to be true, unquestionable. I mean, religions like Christianity teach not to have false idols. Yeah, what's our false idols today in 2015? Gee, let's see. Money. Money's definitely our god. Most of humanity, it's our god, pretty much. Whether we know it or not, that's what we treat as God. I'm not saying it actually is, but it controls us as if it's our God. Now, TV is another godlike entity or thing. It's not an entity, it's a thing we literally worship, whether you realize it or not. Up until about 4 years ago, I watched TV my entire life. And I realized something. How dangerous this television is. Whether you want to believe it or not, or agree with me or not, look into it yourself. Do the research. You'll find out how dangerous the television is. I realized it altered my views on reality, the way the world really is. It altered my views on how I seeked relationships, how I treated people, how I thought about myself, everything. You get down to the nitty-gritty part of it. Television is terrible. It's been used to control us, keep us mentally enslaved. And I know it's a broad statement to make, and I know it's a big claim, but it's true. Look around you. People look at the news and think of it as truth. Anyway. AI. The reason we are scared of technology and artificial intelligence emerging, computers, the reason we're scared of this is because we don't understand it. And I digress a little bit because we don't understand ourselves. We don't know enough about our past, about our actual origins, to be focusing so much on technology like we are. I was born in the tech age, in the middle of it, smack dab in the middle of it. And yeah, it's awesome. It's liberated us completely, given us access to so much information we don't even know what to do with. The internet is both a gift and a curse, because companies and corporations use it to capitalize. They use it to market even more to the public. And it works wonders. But the thing is, it also is the biggest educational resource ever created in history that we know of. And technology is getting more and more developed. If we don't develop our spirituality and our consciousness that we all have, And if we don't focus on our humanity that we have, it'll be taken from us, from the powers that be. It will be pried from our hands. And we're at the crossroads. We have a decision to follow our hearts, to follow our conscience, our intuition, and to do what's right. Do what your gut tells you to do. And if we don't focus on that, we will become controlled completely. It's not funny at all. So many people don't even know what's going on in the world right now. They need to be aware of this stuff. And I will do everything in my power to make people aware. I'm not going to impose this on people. I'm going to simply lead them to the water. If they don't want to drink, that's their own problem. If you don't want to seek the truth, and if you don't want to gain knowledge throughout your life, if you think you're good, you're set. And if you think that, it's not your problem, all these issues in the world that I talk about, all these problems that we all know exists, you don't think that's your problem, you're a fucking idiot. You're insane. You think it's not your problem. We are all in this together as a species, as humanity. It is all of our problems. It is all of our responsibilities. Now, I'm not saying you have to go and preach or tell everyone, and do exactly what I do. I'm not asking you to spend your life, trying to help everyone around you. What I'm asking, though, is that you do everything you can in your life. You be the best person you can be. You seek the truth for yourself. And live your life. Don't go out and have kids if you haven't gotten your shit together as a person. If you aren't fully comfortable with yourself, if you still have issues, big issues, work on them. It's that simple. Because this generation of ours, our younger generation, we are like Atlas. All of the world's problems are being dumped on us. And will be completely dumped on us pretty soon. And it will be our job to fix them. You don't try to help yourself. You don't try to become a good person. You don't try to do your best. You can. If you don't try to care about other people, and if you're only good to people for the hope that you'll get paid or money or you'll gain material wealth, you're going to be miserable in the end. You won't find any good in life if you do that. Treat people the best you can, no matter how messed up they are, no matter how evil they are. Try to forgive people. That's what religion teaches us a lot of the time. That's why a lot of people like religion. It teaches us a lot of good values. You know? Philosophy does too. And it's just something you got to do, is just do the best you can. And I don't know, it's interesting to talk about. Do you know one thing? Capitalism is killing the world. Okay? It has given us a lot. It's given us much material wealth. But is that really all life is about? Is life really about? Think completely. Be completely honest with yourself, please. Is life really about going to school, making money, buying a house, having kids, and dying? Is that all you really see in life? I get it. Many millions and millions of people don't have that at all. They don't even have the ability to have a nice place to live like we do in America. But there's more to life than simply surviving. There's so much more. Being an American, it's completely our duty to help the world. And we have helped the world in many ways. But we are also one of the most we are probably the most wasteful and consumptive countries in the world. We have at least 1,000 military bases all over the world. We're the bully of the world. And we try to step on everyone to get what we want. And it's not really we. Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's the people. It is their fault. But these corporations, these companies, the powers that be, they don't help at all. They look at the weaknesses we have and they use it to their advantage. They don't give a crap about us. You may think they do, they don't at all. Corporations will kill humanity. Capitalism will kill humanity if we don't do something quick. Because we have a limited amount of resources. We have the knowledge to completely change the way we live, completely clean up this planet. We have the technology to do so as well. A huge problem today is in industry is something called planned obsolescence. It's where products are deliberately designed to break down after a specific period of time. Now, why is that bad? Well, computers are built this way. Cars are built this way. Almost every product you can think of is built this way. Products are built cheaply, quickly, and to break easily. This is why we have landfills. This is why we have trash floating around in the oceans. We in America are one of the most technologically advanced societies in the world. Yet we waste it. I really don't care about arguing with people about shit that doesn't matter. What I do care about is getting a message across and inspiring people to do the right thing, do what they know is right. I don't want to be a leader like some dictators. I don't want to be like that. I would hate to be like that. I want to be the best leader I can be, though. I want to lead many people to lead themselves. I want people to understand that they are capable of depending on themselves. Not depending on the government, not depending on corporations, not depending on all these institutions around them. Depend on themselves and help other people. Sure, you can depend on people, you can depend on external things, but first and foremost, depend on yourself. Once you do so, and once you become a leader of yourself, then you can branch out, lead other people, and widen your views. Like Gandhi once said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And I love that quote because it's so true. Another thing, we cannot change our problems, or better yet, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. And it's true. You may think we can solve our problems by trying to reshape the government, by trying to make a new society. The only way we can do it is without money blocking our view. We need to depend on ourselves. We need to love one another. And we need to live with nature. Because that's where God really is. God's in all of us. It doesn't matter how you interpret God specifically, or generally it doesn't matter how you interpret God. But what really matters is that you're connected with God. Whether it's nature to you, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Muhammad, it doesn't matter necessarily. The reason religion is so dangerous is because a dogmatic view of creation, of reality, causes us to kill each other, causes us to fight, rape and pillage one another. And it's not good. We're one of the only species, no, we are the only species that kills itself purposely. We're the only species that deliberately tries to depopulate itself. How stupid is that? How stupid can we be? We think we're all-knowing beings. We think we're civilized. Yet we still argue about politics. We're still in poverty. And we still fight wars with one another. We're in the 6th mass extinction right now. And we're at the crossroads. We can choose to live our lives seeking money, material wealth, and every little thing we want, all our little desires. We can continue living prehistorically, basically. Technology's helped us out of prehistoric times. We're still primitive. We're still uncivilized. Look around you. Or you can choose love. You can choose consciousness that you have. You can choose to be connected and be aware of things. You can choose to learn as much as you can throughout your life. You can choose to be connected to nature and everyone around you. I may be going in circles, but I'm just trying to get a message across. That's the human condition. And the only way we're going to change it or fix it is if we know thyself. So that's my talk for today, I guess. Hopefully some of you can get something from this. If you enjoyed it, then hit subscribe. This is my first video, or my first real video, I guess. Just talking about things. I'm going to try to get better at talking about stuff and explaining stuff and not going on tangents, but that's what I got. So, thank you, and let me know what you think in the comments.